Hey, what's going on, YouTube, my family and my friends? Excellent Dreams here, back with another exclusive video for you today. Let's go ahead and invite our new trainee for today, Sharon. Sharon Edge Harley. Sending her the link right now, joining us here. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Share my screen. Right. Still have the prints up. All right, I was working on this the other day. Love making something out of nothing. Save that. I think I'm going to close down my Coreldraw, reopen it back up for this session. Take quite a while to save. All right, make sure I got everything saved here. Let's see, I was working on a lot of files. Hey, what's going on, Sharon? Still coming in current time. Hey, Sharon.
Hello.
Right, all right. We are on. We are live. You can hear me just fine?
Loud and clear.
Right, all right. Let's see here. I'm going to shut down my Corel for now and reopen it back up. I had a lot of files I was working on. Here. I've been running it for probably weeks. I haven't even reset my computer. Give me just a second here. I had a training earlier today.
I know you have a massive hard drive.
Oh, hold on a second. We're gonna shut this down and fast. Close all of these down. All right. Just going to open up something. So have you played around with the software at all?
Very little.
Very little. I see
Yeah.
that you have done Rhinestone Designs though. What software did you
Yeah, I use Silhouette Studio Business Edition.
Okay. Okay.
And like I said, I purchased this Design Wizard almost 2 years ago, and I haven't created anything in there. And when I try to follow along with Matt and some of the videos that I got from him, for some reason, it's like when they're explaining it, I can't see where they're pointing or what they're clicking on. So it's like I'm lost.
Right. Right. And it's that way because I think when he's training from having the software from day one, and
Right.
as they upgraded it, this screen right here started changing how it looks from version 1 to version 5. I mean, this is 3 times as big. So as he's explaining it, he's forgetting to say, he's just saying what you're supposed to do over here, assuming that people know already,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, what did he click? Yeah.
Yeah. And I I only know it because I was there since day one. As the
Right.
design wizard kept changing, I was following along with those videos and using
Okay.
Coreldraw every day for the past since 2011, so 13 years.
Right. I've seen some of your earlier videos where you talked on that and you know how that's basically your baby.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I just opened up my Diamond Club card just to open up Coreldraw. Now I'm gonna open up a fresh new document. Okay. When you're looking at the screen, I have my screen set up for my workspace set up for 13 by 19 inches. So
Okay.
that's this rectangle that we see here. I have it set up for 13 by 19 inches because I do a lot of sublimation now, and my printer is a 13 by 19 inch printer.
Okay.
So typically, it'll start off, I guess it'll be 8.5 by 11.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're working with a 8.5 by 11-inch printer, um, typically you will have it set up like this. But I like to set it up actually like this, 100 by 100, and then now I have a huge workspace to work with. So I
Wow,
like
I
to,
didn't know you could do that.
yes, you can set it up 1,000 by 1,000 if you want to, and print on the side of a building. You know, print something that'll go on the side of a building. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
Like that's how powerful this software is. Like, you
Wow.
wanted to design, put your picture on the side of the Empire State Building, you would just get those measurements. See, look, we can do 100 by 800, and now we
Wow.
have,
And it's just going on and on and on.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I like to keep it at 100 by 100 because it allows me to have all of this space up here. And if I want to save something, I can just drag it down here and still have it as part of my workspace.
Gotcha.
Let's start off with uh, something easy, which is text. So we go to our text tool here on the side, and I'm just going to type out your name, Sharon. Uh-oh. I didn't click the text tool, I clicked the other one. Let's click the text tool and type out Sharon. Of course, I like to, whenever I get done doing anything, I like to go right back to my pick tool. I like to stay pretty much, if I use any one of these, right after I get
Mm-hmm.
done using that tool, I like to go back to my pick tool, and then I like to deselect. So click on the white area. That lets me woosah my mind and prepare for what I want to do next
Gotcha.
without it still being clicked, and then you click on something and then you don't know what you did. Deselect and then be like, okay, what do I want to do now? So let's change our font. So we'll click on it. Let me show you this. When nothing is selected, most of this stuff up here is grayed out.
Okay.
What's not grayed out is basically layout changes to your page. So you can have it. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I went back to 13 by 19 so I can show you. Nothing is selected. You can change it from horizontal, from portrait to landscape. So those are your options there. You can choose to look at it right here in wireframe. So your wireframe will give you a wireframe view of your document. And everything else pretty much like this, apply the page size to the current page only. That's simple as can be, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're changing it to inches, you can click this here to apply it only to the current page. Treat all objects as a field. allow unfilled objects to be selected, clicking inside the object. So if you click that, then you'll be able to click on objects that are unfilled and still select them. So I have that selected. So that's perfect example. Boom. It's not filled, but we can still click and activate it. So without that being checked, you can't click it. You have to click on this line here in order to click it. So with this, press down, you can click on that object. So that's all that means.
Okay.
So nothing up here is pretty much operable until you click on something. So everything that you see here has to do with your workspace and how it's set up or how it's turned or how it's aligned. Once you click on an object, things open up here. Your options are, of course, our font list came up. It shows you the size. You can bold. You can italicize, underline, and then you can play with your adjustments here as far as left, right, center, or whatever. What we want to do is we want to choose a fancy font. I have tons of fonts loaded into my Coreldraw. Where do you typically get your fonts from?
The font.
The font.com. Okay, that's where I go as well. But so if you click it here, the fonts come up here, but inside the design wizard, it has its own font wizard as well. Right here, this double arrow, you click it here and it opens up the fonts, and you're actually able to save your favorite fonts in here. So I like that.
Okay,
as
that's
well.
cool. Yeah.
Also, hold on, let's see here. You can choose up here up top. You can change to uppercase, which is already on uppercase, lowercase, title case, two-color magic text, vertical, and then you can break the artistic text. We don't need to do that right now. Monogram, and then more monogram. So as it refers to these last two monograms, TRW has monogram fonts on their site, which will work with these monograms. I have never purchased those monograms. When I deal with monograms, I just go to Google and find the letters that I want to, and then just import them in anyway.
Okay.
All right. So let's choose. When dealing with rhinestones, a lot of fonts will work depending on how much work you're trying to put in. But if you want the least amount of work, then you want to choose bold, thick font. This one isn't bad. That one's not bad. The bold font is definitely great. I like challenging myself and doing script fonts. So I definitely like thick script fonts. Like that's a good one. I can even probably get rhinestones in that depending on how big the text is. So now I'm just going through, let me see here. I got a lot of fancy fonts on this computer here. So let me see here. Impact. There it is. I don't even know why I don't have that saved. Come on. H. There it is. I. We're going to do a title. Uppercase. And we're going to size it. You can see we're sizing it here. It's at 4 inches. So let's size it to about 9 inches. Perfect for a shirt. size medium,
Okay.
large, extra large. Now what you want to do is, we're going to go to our place and field tab.
Mm-hmm.
So inside the design wizard, let me show you this. This row right here never changes. We'll get to that, but this row never changes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these tabs. We're only going to use one. That's the edit tab, the place and field tab, the templates tab, the mockup tab, and the export tab. Sometimes I use the text effects tab, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the design prep. Uh, I'll learn more about the design prep tab, but I very rarely even use it. I just go straight into the mockups because inside the mockup, you're mocking up the product quickly. Inside the
Okay.
design prep, you're creating essentially your own mockups,
Mm-hmm.
but they have pretty much everything in here from women's to men's to infant, boys and girls,
Gotcha.
right? Let's go. As you can see, now when you click on each tab, the screen changes or the layout changes from what each tab can do. All right, we're only going to use 4 of these tabs, and 2 of them are pretty self-explanatory. The export tab is that, let's just say, we ready, we done. We want to cut this in
Mm-hmm.
final. We can pretty much
Mm-hmm.
export it here as Sharon text SVG and export it as an SVG file and send this to our Cricut cutter, or send this to our Silhouette
Okay.
and upload that SVG file and cut your name out. Simple as that. So the export tab is pretty self-explanatory, and you can export it in all of these file formats.
Wow.
The mockup tab is pretty self-explanatory. You highlight what you want, you decide what product you want. So women's burnout shirt front. We don't have any stones, so we don't need to hit the simulate stones button. Let's click on the shirt. There it is,
Okay.
which allows you to change the color of the shirt, change the color of the text to whatever you want to. Let's go.
What did you click to change the color of the text?
I
The
just click.
stone color?
Yep.
Okay.
You can click on the shirt, change the
Mm-hmm.
shirt, and then click on the text and change the color with the stone color
Gotcha.
or these colors over here on the
Oh,
side
okay.
or colors from Coreldraw over here
Wow.
on the right. Also, there's this drop out window right here that adds in glitter. So now we can switch this to glitter and it brings up glitter colors here. So now we can say, oh, I want it to be that color glitter on a white shirt.
Wow.
Now, also, if you right click on the color, it will change the color of the shadow of the shirt. So, perfect example, let's go with a black shirt. If I right click on the white, it gives us the shadow so that we can see the definition in the shirt. Let's
Gotcha.
just say the shirt had a fancy blue hue to it. We can add in that blue like so by right clicking on the color when you're on the shirt.
Mm.
All right. I'm just going to right click here and just delete this page for the mockup and come back to your name. Now, let's say we wanted to do rhinestones. The rhinestone tab is called the place and field tab. And to some people, it looks like, what is this? Like, oh my God, it is a lot. But it's pretty simple. Let's deselect and take a look at it. right here starts right here. You're either going to put something on the inside or the outside. You're either going to add stones or no stones. You can change the amount of islands that you want here. The spacing, I never changed this. As you get more advanced with the software, you'll find instances where you will want to change it, but as a beginner for the first couple years, you may never change this at all.
Okay.
Your field line spacing, for the most part, for years, I kept it at 0.14. 0.14 that's the default. There's a little A right here, which you can switch it to automatic, which will change the field line spacing. So the field line spacing is the height from one row of stones to the next row of stones to the next row of stones. 1.4 is default, but I've found out over the time that automatic may work better depending on what you're trying to fill. So you would want to play around with that, but you also, what I do is right here up above my laptop, I got me a little cheat sheet, which let me know that the default is 0.14 for the fill line. The default is 0.02 for the spacing, and contour is 0.075. I keep that right here just in case I change those. I'll know how to go back. But
gotcha.
If you close, say you change this to 0.1 for whatever reason, whenever you close it and open back TRW, it should default back to the original.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can also save your design wizard settings down here. So if you did change it to something that you're more comfortable with, you can save those settings down here. Every time you open up the wizard, it'll open back up to your new setting.
Gotcha.
Right? But for years, I kept everything locked into these numbers right here. But training with me, you'll see we'll probably come into instances where we'll change those quickly to where you'll get a better feel or understanding of what they do.
Okay.
Right. What I like to do is with nothing selected, when I'm doing rhinestones, I like to choose my stone color. Let's go with yellow. So that's the color of the rhinestone we want. Now let's click on Sharon. And we have 4 options here. We got a path fill, hatch fill, island fill, and offset fill. I only use 2 of them, the hatch fill and the island fill. I don't like what the offset fill does, and the path fill is just like an island fill, but it takes the text away. So we did a path fill. We clear the paths and merge overlapping stones. There it is. Ready to go, ready to be cut out. Looks great. We did an island fill. It does the exact same thing, but it doesn't remove the text.
Gotcha.
So you still have your text. And as you can see, it did it like on the outer edge of this one. And on this one, it filled in the rest of the R. So it's a little different. But they're pretty much one and the same because that was white. They pretty much look similar.
Yeah.
I mean, the O is different, the N is different. But I don't like that the path fill takes away my text. Because at any given time, you may want to delete this one up here. So that's cool and that's neat, and I like it. But visually, to me, that's how everybody designs looked. When I went to Etsy and when I went looking on Google, I was like, all of these designs look the same. How can I be different? Which I started doing this. Let's take the stones away. We're going to add a contour outline to the outside. We're going to leave all the settings exactly how there is. Let's hit island fill. It gives us a island. Let's change it to pink so we can see it. So it gives us an outline.
Mm-hmm.
That outline is okay, but it's a little thin. So now, right here for the contour, our 0.075, that's set up for rhinestones to be placed inside of the object. If we change
Okay.
this to 0.1 and redo it, now it's a little thicker. That's the outline that we're applying to the contour of the word Sharon.
Okay.
Crank it up a little bit more and do a 0.2. Click on Sharon and island fill. Change it to pink. And you see this blue line right here on the outside?
Uh-huh.
We're going to right click on this X and get rid of that outline.
Okay.
Now we have a thick enough text to where if we were to cut this out in pink vinyl and wanted to place rhinestones on the inside, that would look great on a shirt.
Yeah.
One problem though, when we create these contours like this, all it essentially does is take and place an object 0.2 inches away from Sharon. What we need
Mm-hmm.
to do is take our Sharon, we're going to click on Sharon, hold down shift and click on the pink. And we're going to come up here in our Coreldraw and we're going to trim, cut out a portion of an object by using the shape of another object. So we're going to use the shape of Sharon to trim or cookie cut through the pink. Let's deselect, give ourselves a woosah moment and say, okay, I'm going to drag this away. And there we have it.
Okay.
I'm going to control Z it back though. Let's control Z it back. So for years, I drug it away just to make sure that I just
It cut
did.
it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as I got better in the edit tab, I changed my nudge object to 15. You'll want to change your nudge object to 15 and then save that in your design wizard setting. Oh, you know
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a copy of the video, right? So after
Thank you.
yeah, after we're done, every training I record so that I can give you a playback so that you can go back and follow along at your own speed.
Okay, cool.
So don't worry about everything that I'm saying about trying to memorize it. You will be able to watch the video and go back. But I changed my nudge object to 15, and here's why. When you click on nudge, you can nudge it out 15. Boom. And then nudge it back to the left. Or nudge it
Okay.
up. Or nudge it down back in. That, because if you move it like this, it's going to be hard to try to get it back in there perfectly.
Right.
So what works best is just nudge it out. You
Uh-huh.
may want to do some editing over here. And so the nudge feature works. Or sometimes you might want to set it up as 10 if you don't want to nudge it that far. And then it's right there where you can see it and then continue working. That is going to be helpful. All right, let's add some stones to the inside now. So we go back to our place and fill, back to the inside, add stones, and then, of course, 0.075. Island fill. Whenever you use an island fill or hatch fill or path fill or offset fill, it's a 3-part step. So you hit the island fill, then you hit this one right here, which is clear the paths from the selected objects, and then merge overlapping stones. You do that every time you use a fill, each and every last time. It's a 3-part step: island fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Right. Let me show you. If we click on our edit, and we click on our export, we click on our place and fill, remember the top line never changes, and then this bottom box down here never changes.
Okay.
What's inside this bottom box is the clear the paths button, the replace stones to make the spacing equal. So let's say we had a row and the stones were missing like that. You can't click on one stone and then you hold shift. So shift is used to select multiple objects at the same time. So you will click on one stone and we'll hold shift and click on the next one. We'll continue holding shift and click on the rest of the ones in the row. Once we are done selecting the ones that we want, we can let shift go because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 selected. We know we have those selected because they have the nodes around all 5 of them. Also, if we hover over them, we can see that it has this crosshair. If we hover over the black, the crosshair is gone. Hover back over them, you can see that those are the ones we have selected.
Okay.
If we click on our replace stones to make the spacing equal, sometimes it does that. It shut down on me. So let me open it back up. That's all graphic software though that I've come across. Photoshop, Illustrator.
Silhouette does that. Cricut does that. The few
why they
times
say
that I've
save our
gone
work.
into Design Wizard, it has done that to me too.
Yeah.
But what I've learned, what I've seen so far, I'm able to see it, see what you're clicking on. So
Yeah.
that's very helpful. I mean, in this little bit of time, I learned a lot.
For sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're an excellent teacher. I've watched a plethora of your YouTube videos. You are an excellent teacher, and you just don't teach it. I can see that you love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, for sure.
You know, it's like some people get in specific businesses, but they don't love it. They just do it for the money, but I can see that you love it.
Throughout time, I believe all my life I've had jobs, and as you're out searching for a job, knowing your skill set and knowing everything that you're capable of, I believe every job that I've ever gotten were all leading up to this point, leading up to me being able to do what I do today. I've had a lot of customer service jobs, a lot of jobs, technical jobs where I may be remoting into people's computer and helping them fix errors that they got going on. So I'm grateful. I am grateful for being in the position that I am and for everything that I learned thus far to be able to say yes. Not only do I love it, but I was sort of like bred for it without even knowing, you know? Let's see here. I believe we were using the impact font. There it is. I believe we got it up to like 9. Boom. Okay, also, now when it comes to text, I got to show you this because I know that you're gonna play around with it. I know for a fact, because we all do.
Yes.
I like scripty fonts, so let me show you. Here's a scripty font. Let's go title. Okay, so with cursive fonts, we go right here to our wireframe. We can see with every cursive font, the words are going to overlap. If you're not in wireframe, you won't see it. It'll look like straight text.
It's normal. Yeah.
But in wireframe, the words are going to overlap. So when you're dealing with most text in general, after you choose your font, just go ahead and weld it. So with the Sharon, all the words are separate. If we weld it, we can't even, the only way we can tell that we welded it is because the nodes pop up.
Okay.
But if we were in regular view and we weld Sharon, we can't even tell we welded it.
Right.
The nodes don't pop up. You can't, well, there's one right there, but a lot of nodes didn't pop up. We go to our wireframe, we can see, let me go back. When we're in our wireframe and we weld it, we can actually see the text weld together. Boom. So wireframe is, it's helpful to see your lines. You'll want to flip back and forth from wireframe to normal view just to check your work and make sure like nothing is overlapping, because you may need to weld something or you may need to combine something. Right? Let's see here. We're going to click on Sharon, place and fill. We know we already got it set up because after you've done it 10, 15 times, you're going to be like, okay, yep, it's set up right. Boom, island fill. Clear the pad, merge overlapping stones, deselect woosah, and look at it like, that's not bad. When I first got started, that wasn't bad. I was so excited, I didn't even notice that these two stones were touching. You know, I didn't notice it until I cut it out and was brushing the stones in. It was like, oh, I could have did that better. But I was excited. That looked good to me. And I probably did 10, 15 shirts with people's names like this. And they were happy too. You know what I mean? That was their first custom Rhinestone shirt. You know what I mean? So I tell people all the time, the design wizard is a wizard in its own right, but it's not going to ever get the design perfect unless it's flat text like this. And then, even then, if we look at it and observe it, it may be perfect to some, but to me, I would straighten out this row on the end. I would straighten out this row on the end. The O looks good. I would probably straighten out this row on the R. And, you know, just clean it up a little bit so that it looks better. The A is okay, the H is good, and the S is good. So I would start cleaning up this R. The old way I did it was I would remove this one, and then I would click here and go hold shift and click, 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 click. And then I would equal space and then be like, oh, that looks good. Or I would add a stone. And then you see that black line going through there? You want to shift and clear the path to get rid of that line.
Okay.
So I did that for years with no problem at all. I was a clicker. I clicked 100 stones at a time and equal spaced them to get things to look right. Now, are you gone? All right, brother. So now as I got better and faster, what's going on? You see my mouse going, I mean, you see the
the cursor.
Yeah. I didn't, okay. Oh. Oh, okay, I went back too far. Okay. I'm like, what is it doing? One more. All right, here we go. So now, instead of deleting that one stone and clicking all the ones in that row, I would just delete this whole row. Boom. And then click here, hold shift, click here, and then just equal space between those two, and then add stones back. Boom.
Okay.
Shift and clear the path. That was a lot faster. I didn't have to click stones one by one. So now I would look at it and say, okay, this is an easy fix. I'm gonna slide this stone here, and I'm gonna slide this stone here. Boom. That made that R a lot cleaner than what it was.
Yeah.
Moving right along, once again, I'm gonna delete this whole row here. And as you notice, I go, okay, I gotta show you that. Okay. I gotta show you before. This is critical. And I should have showed you this first. Let's open up a new page. All right. So I'm going to draw some squares. Let me color them. Okay. So we have this selection tool, this pick tool here. So with the pick tool, of course, you can click on what you see and grab it. So let's say we want to click on this tan. We click on the tan, it puts the nodes around the tan, and of course the crosshair pops up. The crosshair pops up to let you know that's the square you have selected. Of course, we go outside of that square, the crosshair is no longer there, we get the arrow. So now we can drag this one out of the forte. I'm gonna Control Z it back. I can also grab just this square here by coming from the outside of all the objects and only highlighting that square, meaning that square is the only square that's inside of my pick tool. The other squares are touching it, but you need to have the whole object inside of the pick tool in order for you to select it. So if I let go after I drag my selection out, and I let go, it's only going to select that one. If I came in from this angle and put that circle, put the pick tool around the red square and the tan square, it's those are the only two squares that are 100% inside my pick tool. If I let it go, only going to select the red square and the tan square and none of the other objects.
Okay.
So you can selectively use your pick tool by highlighting what you want, no matter how many other objects are around it, like so. I only want those two. Or let's say I only want them three. Or these three. So you can selectively use your pick tool like that. What I was doing over here, when I was deleting this whole row, I was selectively using my pick tool and going in there and only highlighting those stones that I wanted to delete.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'm gonna highlight just these and leave the one at the bottom there. Boom. So now I can click on one, hold shift, click on the other one, Now we have this equal space button down here that's always at the bottom. Inside of our edit tab though, we have a special button called fill between two. If we click on fill between two, it'll fill up that whole row automatically with stuff. Boom.
Wow.
Sometimes though, when you use the fill between two button, it makes them too tight for my liking. So
Uh-huh.
you can drop down a stone or a -1 stone here.
I didn't see where you clicked that.
Right here,
Right there.
just up and
Okay,
down.
got you. Okay.
But you have to remember when you use the fill between two, it is similar to the replace stones to make the spacing equal button, meaning after you get done using it, you have to hold shift and clear the path.
Gotcha.
If you do not, here's what'll happen. Let me go back and say you deselect it. If you click right here on this stone, this one stone here, you see it select, it still selects that whole line.
The whole thing. Okay.
So they're all still connected.
Uh-huh.
If you ever come across a point in time where you forgot to shift and clear the path, and you click on one stone and they're all still connected like that, you can always shift and clear the path then. So we click on that row and they're still connected. You can shift and clear the path, deselect, and then if you click on one, it's separate. They're now separate. Took me a while to figure that part out. I was using that tool and I was like, oh my God, they still connected. Yep, you can click on it and just shift and clear the path, and now they're single again. Let's do it again here. Click on this one down here, hold shift, click on the next one, and let's jump to our edit, fill between two. Remember, let's take one away, and then shift and clear the path.
Okay.
Now that's done. That Sharon is ready to go, is ready to be cut out. What I probably would do, I mean, that A looks good. I'll leave it like that. But what I've typically been doing with the A is I'll bring this line, like I'll delete that
Okay.
one.
Make it one straight line.
Yeah, make it one straight line. But that looks good. So I'll leave it like that. Or maybe I'll grab these three. Let's save our work here. And then I'll equal space them to see maybe if I can get one more in there. Not bad. They kind of close, right? But what I've realized is you can get kind of close on a few different places throughout your design, but not the entire design. If they're too close, the entire design is going to be hard for you to weed it and it's going to rip. But just these, just them 4 stones right there, maybe 4 stones on this other side. When you come to that A and you're weeding it, you know, that should weed with no problem at all. But it can't be a whole group of 100 stones like that because that's just too thin. Well, that looks a little better. Now, when it comes to curves, I love using curves a lot. I love using script text a lot. But what happens with, oh, I got like half a hiccup going on. As you can see with curves here, to each his own. If you like it, you like it. If you love it, you love it. But me, I'm sort of a perfectionist. Like right here where it's skipped and doubled up these stones, I'll probably delete this one. I'll start here, hold shift, and work my way around all the way down to probably this curve here and equal space them. Let me try to add one more. I'm gonna take one back, and then I'm gonna shift and clear the path. right here where it kinked up right here, I like to
Mm-hmm.
follow a rule where I like the curve to happen on the outside and not the inside. It looks better when the curve completes on the outside and not the inside. So I'm gonna delete this stone here. Probably delete this one here. I'm gonna use this stone here, and I'm gonna just shift and select probably down to the curve here,
Mm-hmm.
down to this curve here, and then equal space. Looks like I can fit one more stone in there. Looks great. Can I fit one more? Ah, not bad. I'm trying to make sure that the spacing between them is similar to these spacing. So let me
Right.
take one back. Okay, I can add one more. Perfect. Shift and clear the path. That looks good. Boom. So down here, I'm gonna curve it on the outside again. So I'm gonna delete that one. Probably delete this one and move this one closer to the edge here. Move this one closer to the edge. That one closer, that one closer. Move this one outward. If I do that, then I can delete this one and move this one closer. Because I'm just trying to make sure that they're following the outer edge because I'm about to equal space them around that way anyway. So start here. Let's try to curve our way all the way around to, that's good. Equal space. Okay, so sometimes when you do curves, if the curve is too curvy and like I curved it back on itself, I curved from here
Mm-hmm.
all the way around, and it almost like whenever you bring a
Right.
curve around and it curves past the circle, it does that funny stuff. So we're going to curve it to here. Boom. Add a stone. Add a stone. Shift and clear the path. And then probably start our curve from here and then bring it the rest of the way around. Sometimes it works perfectly, but what I realized is if you're doing like a curve that curves back onto itself, like this one did, like
Mm-hmm.
we practically did a past a circle, like we went around and then we came past it again. It always does that little zigzag of a trying to make it work. And so
Mm-hmm.
I realized if you do half the circle and then do the other half, then it works great that way. Also, what I like to do when I'm working with curves, like this one right here where it overlaps,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take this one and move it right in between those two
Okay.
and start my curve from there. Now it should lay right in between the next two and in between the next two. Perfect. Let's shift and clear the path.
Wow. That's amazing.
Is it a lot simpler than Silhouette?
Yeah, because with Silhouette, you got to do a lot of click, click, add stone by stone. You don't have that, add stones in between the path and all of that. So you have to manually,
Do every
do that.
last one. Yeah.
Yes.
So right here.
So those features drew me to this software. I just didn't know how to do it.
Once you so here's the advice I give to people. Don't be afraid of messing nothing up because you can
Uh-huh.
always control Z your way back or delete the file altogether and start over.
Right. And nobody have to know.
Yep. As I was learning, I was just jumping in here, fiddling around with stuff every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um, we can fix this text here real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and fix it because I want to touch on a few more things before we end the training. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna do these fast. We already went over it. I'm just going to
Right.
do this
Okay.
row here because then I'm gonna save these for you so that you can have these files for yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Remember, I'm gonna put this stone right in between those two so that it looks good. Grab those other two in equal space on up, shift and clear the path. Like right here, I would typically, I like to, as I got good and got better, I was like, how can I do this stuff faster? I'm trying to crank out these designs and make as much money as possible. So I started deleting, looking at stuff. Okay, that don't go there. Boom. Started deleting. That don't go there. Let me just move that in. Boom. Delete that because I want that row right here to come down like this. So let's delete that one too. We'll fix that here soon. Boom, boom. Go through. Let me delete that one. Let me move him into place because I'm gonna fix that row. Boom. He's out of place. Boom, boom. Delete that one. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, everything else looks good. All right, let me go back and let me work on my A. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna bring it down to here. I could have probably deleted that one because that one looks like it's off. Let me deselect it. Let me start from here and work my way back up because it's easier to just delete it and finish your line and move to the next line versus I was clicking so many stones, you know. Now if I delete them like this one, delete that one, move this one here, and I'm gonna right click and drop one there, and let's finish this line here. Up, look, he's out of place. Let me just go ahead and delete him. Move this one up, move that one up. That looks good. I like it. I want to start my row from right here so it's all equal space all the way to there. Boom. Add a stone, add a stone. Looks good. Can I add another one? That ain't bad. Shift and clear the path. This row here, like so. Can I add one? Yep. Boom. Moving right along. Slide this into place. And yep, that looks good. Boom. Add a stone. Shift clear. Slide this one in between here, like so. Just finish off this row. Boom. 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 Add a stone. Shift clear the path. Moving right along. Boom. I've already decided I want this to go like that. Boom. And you will start getting a feel after you've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. You're gonna start seeing visually seeing like, okay, I know I can get one more stone in there, and you're gonna automatically know, like, boom, and I'm gonna move along. Equal space those. Boom. Clear the path. Move along. That's not bad. But I wanted to curve down to this part. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's add a stone. Looks good for me. Keep it moving. Now this O, I'll probably remember with the O's and the swigglies, we want to do half and half. So I'm gonna come like all the way to here. That looks good. Add a stone. Boom. Let's get the other half. Probably start here. Boom. Add a stone, can I? Yep. That's cool with me. That's not bad here, but I like placing the stone in between two stones. Make it as full of a circle as possible. Boom. Can I add one? That's not bad. Boom. Almost done, almost done. Boom. And it's like this with cursive, but cursive looks so well in rhinestone, so I just take the time to do it. Let's finish this end off here. Boom, 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 boom. Ready to go. Let's add a circle here. Boom. And Control F, save our work. Okay, so when it comes to working with images, the type of images that you're looking for are what's called vector graphics.
Mhm.
So when I first got started, I would go to Google and I would type in what I wanted in a vector graphic. So let's say a lot of my training from when I first got started was like, oh, I want to do, let me do time. SVG. Boom. There it is.
Mhm.
I can click on it, right click on it, save image as. So most of the images, no, most of the brands are all vector images. Boom. Name your favorite brand.
I would say Chanel.
Type in Chanel. Boom. It's gonna come up as a black and white vector image. Right click, save image as. Boom, there it is, Chanel.
Wow.
So as you can see, let me right click, save image as. Inside of my image folder, I have a lot of those type of images.
Oh.
Anything that you can think of, you can pretty much go in there, type it out and type in SVG behind it. If you don't
Mhm.
find it, type in SVG, you can type in vector or type
Okay.
in stencil or type in graphic or drawing,
Mhm.
and you'll get your images. Like I went through there and I found all of these. Look, 1960 made in 1966, made in 1972, 79. All of these are going in a bundle, from 80
Okay.
from 66 to like 85.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now we got our Chanel saved. We can go, let's say, type in Santa Claus. Boom. And you're gonna start building up your image library, right?
Mhm.
So let's say here we grab our Chanel. I got a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I got 15,000.
Wow.
Well, 29,000.
Wow. You must have a big hard drive.
Oh, 4 terabytes. So I've already downloaded tons of Chanel, as you can see.
Uh-huh.
Let's just grab
Wow.
the traditional one here. We're gonna drag it in. Once you drag in any image, the first thing you need to do to it is right click, outline, trace, clip art. You want to do that to every image that you drag in. Boom.
Okay. Okay.
So now it is vectorized, but it's
Wow. Just that click, click.
click,
Wow.
click, but it's still all together as one. So you
Uh-huh.
still need to click on it, right click, and then ungroup all objects. When we ungrouped all objects, also down here inside of the design wizard, they put the wireframe and the enhanced view buttons right here as well.
Okay.
This F right here is send the selection to the front, and this B is send the selection to the back.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a square, a green square, and we push this B, we send it right to the back. Boom. Or
Okay.
the F will bring it to the front. All right. I put that square there so that we can see the inside of the C is an object,
Mm-hmm.
and then the inside of the A is an object as well. We
Mm-hmm.
don't even need those. Boom. So,
Okay.
so since the C's, the double C's are one solid object, they are together, of course. But the Chanel, each letter down here is separate.
Okay. Individual. Okay.
So we will want to highlight all of those letters and then just weld them together.
Okay.
We don't need this box. I only put the box around there to show you that there was objects. When you, after you clip or anything and ungroup everything, everything is ungrouped. That's not together. So you'll want to go through there and you'll want to weld what you want together and delete what you don't want. Like, so like the inside of this C, we know we didn't need that. With the inside of the A, we know we didn't need that. Save our work. Because most of the designer brands come in vector and they're black and white, those are the easiest to practice with, believe it or not. I just resized it to 10 by 1015 by 6.737. Deselect it. I'm gonna select my C's, go to my place and fill. I'm an island fill. I'm gonna clear the path and merge overlapping stones, and it's done. It's ready to go, ready to be cut, you know.
Look at that. Look
Or
how fast that was. That's
that
like
was
magic.
that was fast. Check this out. Or say, I liked it, but let me change the islands to 0. So infinite islands. And then let's do it again. Island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones. Now it will come into some conflict right here in the center, but you will have to go in there, you know, and
clean it up. Yeah.
stick some stones in there. Well, look how quick it did that.
Yeah. Amazing.
Let's see here. Let's go for 2 stones, 2 rows. Let's see. Island fill. Clear the pad, merge overlapping stones. And that's ready to go. That's ready to go. Even though
that is cut ready.
I would probably still you see how I got it down here? I mean, I got it perfect. But me, with my OCD self, I would drag this probably up here. That's where it seemed like it should be. And I'd probably take the time to just fix that entire row and then fix this row and then fix this row, you know, because it feels like it should come out to there, you know.
Yeah, I see. I
right
like it
here,
like that.
Yeah, right here. It feels like this to come to here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, like I would probably still cut it out and ran with it, you know?
Yeah.
Let's hatch
Wow.
field it. I love me a hatch field. Because the hatch field is going to give it to you like this, which still isn't bad. I would probably go in here and delete these out of here so that I can do an edit fill between 2. Shift and clear the path. Fill between 2, shift and clear the path. Fill between 2, shift and clear the path. Just to make it so that it doesn't look like these over here.
Right.
And the old me, without deleting all of those, I would have 1 by 1, row by row, click each 4, equal space, add a stone. Click each 4, equal space, add a stone. Oh, but as you can see, doing it like that, it just had an error. Whatever this is, that's an error. You wanna save your work right there, and then go ahead and shut it down and open it back up whatever you were working on, because it won't let you go past that part. When it does that,
Gotcha.
it won't let you go past that part.
Gotcha.
Let's see here.
Wow, that is amazing.
I tell people all the time, 20 minutes a day if you can, open it up, you know, and learn one thing at a time, you know.
Okay.
Don't try to um bog yourself down with learning everything. Learn one thing at a time, and as you go each day, be like, I wonder what this button does. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Lay
Okay.
around with that button until you tired of it and then move along. I'm gonna show you
Okay.
one more thing, and then that'll be our time for today. But
Okay.
this is like a lot of people, when I do my training, they was like, "Well, Ray, you said you had the clip art it," and I'm like, "Yes, I know, but inside that clip art folder, it's 8 other options. Like, you know what I mean?" Let me show you.
You covered a lot. You did.
I try to in the hour. I want to make it. That's why I tell a lot of people too. I love doing the one-on-ones, but if I can get at least 3 people at one time, then it's collectively 3 people in the class, all asking different questions. And
Right.
the first time I did it, I was hooked because I was like, if I think I cover a lot on a one-on-one, I cover twice as much in the group settings because I got 3 different people asking me questions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let me see. Hold on. I remember what it was that I wanted to show you real quick. Oh, let's go back to. Yeah, I got so many. That's HARON. And it's my own fault. It's my own fault. I haven't reset this computer in months. I mean, hey, love, you on your way? Yes. Okay, I'm still in my 6 o'clock training. Got to wrap it up here soon. So I'll just see you when you get here. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, see, it's still loading up. And I did a training earlier today, did one yesterday, did 2 this past weekend, and I should have really reset my computer by now. You know, everything is just running at a snail's pace. I was trying to bring back up what we were just recently working on. I typically just type it in. Let me see if it'll come up now. There it is. Okay. Let's delete that. Bless. All right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. So when we do a hatch fill, as you can see here, it doesn't quite get the curves right. You know, it's like a stair stepper thing. I like it because I like how the stones go left to right and they keep that cohesiveness. But what I do is the same trick I showed you before. I'll place a stone between 2 stones.
Right.
And then I'm a hold control. So shift lets you select multiple objects. Control lets you keep this circle on that line without deviating.
Okay.
If you hold control, it's going to stay on that line so that I can slide it right over and it's still on that line. If I slide it over, don't let go, but right click, I can make a copy.
Ah.
So with this one being down just a hair, and this one being down just a hair, when I hold shift and select them all,
Mm-hmm.
and I equal spacing, it sort of curves that row. So now it looks like it's curved and it completes.
Uh-huh. I see that.
So I like doing that on curves, especially when I use the hatch field, because it just looks better.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, put one right between those two, another one right between those two. And I like to bring this one down just a little bit. And now we got our curve going on. Boom, shift and clear the path. And what I'll do, if I know that it should be symmetrical, I'm gonna just grab this whole row, hold control, and drag it on over. Do it work? Is it gonna work? Nope. Didn't work on the other side. So that means we're going to have to just make our own curve once again. Boom. Somebody must have made this. Somebody made this Chanel. This ain't an original one.
Because it would have been symmetrical.
I thought so. Boom, boom. Shift and clear the path. So when I first got started, I probably did every brand you can think of, but due to the copyrights laws and everything,
Right.
I didn't want to be considered as, oh, he the guy that makes replicas, like, you know what I mean, or he's selling those bootleg branded shirts. So
Right.
I used a lot of this for training, and I shared the design files so that, I mean, people love making their own designer shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true.
So I share the files. Like if you go to my Rhinestones or Us group, a lot of those are in there already for free for people to use and play with. But as you see, when we go to Google, anything you can think of, they all gonna come up in
It's
black and
on
white.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, like so it was only right, like, you know what I mean, for anybody to get started to, I mean, look, whatever, they all are black and white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these are the easiest to work with. And then we got what's called Bing.com. I was training on this as well because now you can create your own vector graphic line art of a teddy bear holding a rose. And you type that into Bing, or type in anything that your mind can muster up, and you're going to be presented with your own original, one of a kind, AI just created it for you type of an image.
No way. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow.
And this bear like this with the background holding that rose is nowhere else to be found online. Right. So
oh my goodness.
yes.
Amazing.
And let's see here. You can change it to a block print. There's like 8 different styles for you to choose from per image. So to give you 4 images to start with, and then you can stylize each image 8 different times.
Wow.
There we go. That's
Wow.
what I was looking for. That looks good. Now I would take an image like this, save it, drop it into Coreldraw, I would probably get rid of all the tan fur and just go with the outline of the teddy bear. Fill in that whole outline with rhinestones. Probably rhinestone the rolls and the stem, and that's ready for a shirt.
Yeah. Amazing.
Amazing. I love it.
Amazing.
Let me download that because that looks gorgeous. All right.
Oh my goodness.
It typically takes about an hour. So we were on here for about an hour, 19 minutes. It typically takes about an hour for the video to render. Once it renders, I will upload it and then send you the video link.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm no longer lost. Now I know how to get in the design wizard and do some stuff. I learned a lot tonight. No joke. I'm telling you. And I could see it. Like I said, I could never see what they were clicking on. They were just going so fast. And I was like, well, what did they do?
Right.
But I could see it up close and personal. And plus you're patient when you explain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is definitely your gift. This is definitely your gift. Yes, indeed. Yes. And you do amazing work. I mean, your rhinestone designs are out of this world.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I try to, what I did was, I want to become rich and famous from not just rhinestones, but social media in general. Like, you know what I mean? There's people out there who do social media 24/7 as their career, and they're pretty good at it. So as I was looking at everybody else, I'm not talking about just rhinestones. I'm talking about every other channel that had sort of a platform going for themselves, whether it was ladies doing makeup, ladies doing hair, men with their wave channels.
Any and everything, yes.
Yes. I was like, how can I incorporate what I love to do and help other people as well? So the key to making it work is, one, you got to help people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to teach people to fish doing what you love to do. Don't just show people all the hairstyles. Teach other women out there who want to learn how to do hair, and the Most High will reward you tenfold. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the key point. Yeah.
That's the key point. Like, if you out there, I mean, I've never been a hustler, never sold drugs, like, you know what I mean? But I'm almost sure it was those individuals that helped the next man up, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which the Most High looked out for, even though, I'm using it in a pure way. It was like, okay, he's doing it more so for the greater good versus tearing down the whole community, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's actually, let me look out for this brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And
do good and good to come back to you.
Yeah, in business in general, like, you can be stingy all you want and your business will plummet. Help just a few others that are willing to help a few others, and it comes back tenfold.
Yeah, you were right about it.
And once I learned that and moved into more so of a teaching role, I'm gonna be honest, Sharon. I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know how I haven't had a job for 4 years. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how
you blessed. You blessed.
You know?
Yeah.
The bills come. They're automatically paid for now versus me. Oh my God, I hope my check I get on Friday is gonna be enough because I know I took a day or two off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm grateful, and I'm just here to help other people to do the same.
And it comes through. I mean, it comes through on your YouTube channel, your Facebook group. It just comes through. Yeah.
Until we meet again, I'll probably be up tonight until 1, 2 o'clock. So you'll see me posting.
I know, because that's when I got your message at 2 something. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. But actually yesterday I fell asleep early. I fell asleep about 7, and I actually woke up at 2, and I've been up since 2 ever since.
Oh, okay.
That's why I say I'll probably crash at 2 tonight, We'll be right back at it 7 sharp tomorrow.
All right now.
All right. Until we meet again.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
All right.